So my political journey would be probably one that most women would stay away from. I took the path less traveled by most women. And now, having been in politics, I do realize that politics is a very difficult proposition for women in general. I'm Dr. AMPAREEN LYNGDOH. I represent the 16 East Shillong constituency. I am a member of the Indian National Congress. I have won 4 elections, and I'm also a housewife. I'm a mother of 3 beautiful children, and I'm proud to be Indian, Khasi, and a woman. Right now, having been in opposition has been a golden opportunity for me, and I never in my life envisaged that these were the issues that were also there. I was given the impression that you need to be in government to be able to perform as a legislator. But now, having experienced the opposition, I think you are far more empowered, and you are far more privileged with the kind of opportunity through the various legislative assembly committees to understand the build, the problems, the issues that actually threaten the progress of the state of Meghalaya. So I believe that in all my years of being privileged to be a cabinet minister, I have not done as much learning as I have done in the last 3 years. We don't appreciate some of the good things that government officials do for the people of the state. It's always about politics and the politicians. So here I know, having been in opposition, I must thank all government officials, the health department officials, the kind of works that nurses do, that health workers do, that ashas do, is commendable. Because it is only now that I have been given this opportunity to evaluate all of this. Because in government, what we focused on predominantly is to address immediate issues. And we were given the wherewithal while being in government to just deal with the immediate issues. But here I'm getting a different view of politics, and I'm grateful that this has happened in my life. And we are preparing several proposals to the police department, the health department, the social welfare department, in all of our interactions through my tenure as chairperson of the Assembly Committee for the Empowerment of Women. And I will take this forward. And if God willing, I get back in 2023, through the blessings of my people, I will be in a better position to engineer and to design policies that would actually attend to all of these issues that I have been exposed to in my tenure in the opposition. Sir, I am also very concerned about the rise of teenage pregnancies. I empathize with single mothers because I myself was a single mother for many years until I remarried and had another family later on in my life. I know how difficult it is for single mothers to survive. When my 2 elder children were actually growing, it was very difficult for me to make ends meet, from their fees to their requirements as children growing up, their medical attention. So I empathize with all single mothers, and I never can say no to an important suggestion or proposal of any single mom to ensure that she doesn't become a victim of circumstances. It is painful for me to hear that there are so many mothers whose so-called fathers refuse to even accept the fact that they are carrying his child. I have been through a horrible teenage life myself. Fortunately, I had a very strong family support, but not all girls who got into trouble like I did actually have that kind of a support system. You cannot condemn us. You cannot discredit us by saying that it is our fault that we became pregnant at such young ages. Many men, many young boys themselves, let alone men, who get into this kind of an engagement, do not even sign the form of fatherhood in all of these schemes that become mandatory, and schemes of the government of India and schemes of the government of Meghalaya cannot be utilized by these young girls. So these are the kinds of issues that worry me immensely, immensely. Now, why don't women come forward to actually contest the elections themselves? It's so crazy. Firstly, she forfeits her motherhood. Now, that is a big and a lot too much to ask from any woman. Secondly, the mettle. And not many women actually feel that they have it. I don't feel that I have it. Many times I feel like giving up. But my family pushes me. My son, my daughters push me. My husband, they push me. What nonsense, rubbish. Now, if you don't have that kind of a backup, then you're just not going to be successful. But let me tell women, it's okay. You don't need a male mentor to be able to edge you into politics. Let me tell you, my strength is because I'm a woman, because I make that time, because I care for what happens in people's lives. I zero down on all these domestic issues which become my strength down the years as I evaluate my performance. The 33% reservation for women bill is something which everybody has forgotten about. I'm happy to see that there is a support for women in different forums. Women are getting used to this, that okay, not all of us can survive to get to the top. But in my case, my daughter. Rapid fire means, okay, short and crisp, no? Okay. Shasao. 20, 25. Ed Sheeran. Danielle Steele. All her books. Instagram, Twitter. Baking, cooking. My dad. Stop battering women. Give us our fair chance in life. When I rewind my life, I was born in a political family where my father represented this constituency in its various forms. Since the inception of the state, he was one of the active state movement individual. You know, my dad was an extraordinary figure. My dad was this huge face in the community which had an equal balance around him. When I was 15 years old and I became interested in politics, the first thing my father said to me was, learn to give tea to the people, learn to have kwai with the people, learn to be there to serve the people a plate when they come back from the campaign. So we started from scratch. And then my father's peculiar habit of remembering people's names came a stage in his life when, because of his diabetic condition, he started losing important memory, and he actually used me as a backup. So there began my political career, where my dad would say, just go check in the sitting room and see who's there, find out which locality did they come from, how many children do they have, what are the children doing, what is the wife doing, What is his father doing? So these are the kinds of things that I actually did, and it became like a glove for me. What are my secrets? And how do I handle all this male domination in politics? It's a crazy question to ask me, but I'll share with you. Just tell men that you too have been voted to this office and your voice is important. So my secrets are my faith. My secrets are honesty. My secrets are ignore things which are irrelevant. It's okay. When 10 heads get together on an issue, there will be a divergence of ideas that will emerge. And if your point of view is not accepted by 9 others, it doesn't really matter. Go ahead and take what you think and your conviction forward. All of those challenges that came my way have just polished me into making me a better human being, a better spokesperson, a better insight into what the people of the state and the country need to do, especially during now when politics is only about money and business. When I enter my main door, I leave all my confusion behind, the political confusion behind. I stick with my family, I chat with my kids, I entertain myself, I relax and make sure that I sleep with a clear conscience. I sleep with a confidence that it does not matter. Do what you can today. You've done your best. Now handle tomorrow's problems tomorrow. So those are some of my secrets which I feel every politician, irrespective of gender, should actually learn from. A few tips for those of you who think you could get into active politics. Number 1, don't allow your emotion to get the better of you. Number 2, don't carry your guilt forward because you can't be a perfect mom when you join politics. It's fine. Talk to your husband and tell your husband and your children that if you think that this is my calling in life, please support me. Don't be afraid. If you have something that is nagging you in your mind and that needs to be addressed and that needs to be spoken about, open your mouth and tell people that. It's okay. You don't have to always be popular. And see, it's not true that a woman can't have a child in the midst of her political career. Man, I broke that belief. I had a child who's now just 4 years old, and I think I'm pretty much attached to her, and I think she knows that I'm her mom, and I think that she understands that her mom is busy, but you need to come back early home. You need to be there when your child is sick. You need to play an extraordinary role because really, even my own husband feels like I'm too involved in my work sometimes. You have to do everything yourself. You have to be a mom, a politician. You have to be the smart one. You have to be the one with ideas. So these are the kinds of experiences that I have had, and I really don't know whether other women feel the same that I do, but I guess that it was a worthwhile journey.